Good evening. The new bin collection system is a little over a week old, and it appears some residents are confused with how they work. Bart Pediasic was at City Council and has more.
Today at Council, it's the end of the first week for the new garbage bin collection program. Director of Public Works Kirk Morrison talked about some of the issues people in the border city are seeing and how it's being addressed over the next few weeks.
It's going to take some time. As much as you try to reach everyone with all of the marketing and promotional materials, you know, people lead busy lives and sometimes just don't get the message.
As well, the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses gave a glowing review to City Council on how small businesses are being treated in the border city. They also spoke about where things can be improved.
In fact, if you look at this city versus many others across Alberta or across the country, Lloydminster is doing a pretty darn good job, but they're not perfect. And there are some areas where we could see some additional work and that would pay off huge dividends for local businesses.
I'll have details on those stories and more tomorrow on Newcap News.
Lloydminster residents are heading to the polls next Wednesday for the city's by-election, and tomorrow night is your chance to get to know the candidates. The Lloydminster Chamber of Commerce is hosting an all-candidates forum. There are 7 people vying for the vacant position on City Council.
It is important for people to know where they are coming from and how they're going to fit into the team that's already there.
Each candidate has been asked to answer 3 of 8 questions provided in advance, followed by questions from the audience. It's similar to the forum held last year. Hot topics are expected to be affordable housing, public transportation, and infrastructure issues.
Some people are concerned about the development of industry within the city limits, so that's a new question that'll come out.
The forum is tomorrow night at 7 in the Civic Center auditorium. Firefighters and other first responders were honored this weekend during the Vermilion Protectors Ball. It was part of the first ever fire festival. Not only did it include dedications to local emergency workers, but also a special speaker from the New York Fire Department. Once again, here's Bart Pediasic.
There's no doubt in my mind that this is a terrorist act.
Richard Picciotto was a deputy fire chief during 9/11. Working in the North Tower when it collapsed, he was buried under rubble for nearly 5 hours before he was rescued.
I was explaining to mostly firefighters here from Vermillion and the surrounding Alberta counties of what it means to be a fireman and what it meant to me.
His talk was an emotional one for local emergency services.
While it was going on, I looked around the room. So many people were leaning forward, so many people were quiet. You know, they were enthralled with what he was saying. You know, there's a lot of respect for him from this community, from this group. The presentation was great.
The Fireman's Ball was just one of the events scheduled for Vermilion's first ever fire festival. It started as a commemoration for a fire that burnt the town to the ground in 1918.
It's to show, number one, how our community connected and, came together to make Vermilion the community it is today, and also to show the strength that our emergency services has that helped that day and what continues to help us today.
First responders appreciated the night.
I think it gives all of our emergency services an opportunity to come together in a social setting. So many times we're out working together a couple hundred times a year, but the only time we see each other is out in the highway, out at a fire scene.
And it's those sacrifices that Picciotto says makes him proud to be a former firefighter.
It's tremendous being a part of that brotherhood of firefighters, because we all have that same common denominator that we enjoy helping people. It gives us joy helping other people.
The festival goes on until April 10th. For more information on the events, go to the Vermilion website. Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.
North Battleford RCMP are warning about a mystery shopper mailing scam making the rounds in our area. How it works is the scammer mails out a letter on fake letterhead along with a fraudulent check. In this case, the RCMP say the check is made out by the Canadian Herring Society in the amount of $3,890. Now, if you receive this letter and check in the mail, you're asked to contact your local RCMP detachment. This may not be what you wanted to hear, but we have officially gone half a year with snow on the ground. And with the snow and freezing rain we've had over the past few days, spring temperatures seem to be out of reach. This was a scene this weekend. Now, it's been months since the border city has experienced positive double digits. To no surprise, many residents are fed up.
Oh, I could like the snow to go away. It's been quite the winter so far, so
Yeah.
I think we're due for some spring.
I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
It's cold. I kind of just wish the snow would go away.
Think about this weather.
Love it. More snow, please.
Now, as tired as people may be of all this snow, at least, many in the border city are in good spirits about it.